So, it's been snowing a little bit, just enough to kind of stop people's brains working mostly, up here in Shropshire. This side of the house, nothing is disturbed. But if you look, this is the neighbour's house. If you look over there, we have a snowman. Sorry, the other way around. Let's zoom into that. That's a child and a dog doing a snowman. They are mad. I don't even understand why they want to do all this out here. But there you go. Ellie Marie! Here comes the dog. Right, good morning from Shropshire. As you can see, it's a bit cold. Thankfully the horses aren't out. They're obviously over yonder in the stables. But it's chilly. It's been snowing overnight, not a lot, just enough to sort of have kids happy because they can build snowmen. In my case, very happy that I've gone out to Manchester to buy this interior for the Peugeot, which I'll be fitting next week or the week after. I'm not sure. Right, so I've just got to wait for my mate Martin to come and fit a resistor or a set of resistors for me on the existing airbag circuitry, so that it doesn't look for an airbag in the seats that I'm taking out. Those leather seats are well beyond their best, and the fabric seats will be a lot more comfortable overall. Other than that, the car's going in, as I think I mentioned before, for a new cam belt and water pump service. That's about £260, and then VAT on top of that. But it's the kind of thing that one needs to do. I'm kind of surprised that the last time that car had a recorded service history was at 45,000 miles, and it's on 103,000 now. So it desperately needs a service. It's actually had oil and everything else. All those bits are good. The MOT history is really clear, so obviously this car somehow has been looked after, but there's just no recording of it. So I'd rather spend the money, get the cam belt sorted. Otherwise, if it grenades its engine, then you may as well weigh it in for scrap. Tomorrow I'll head back to Kent, home, and then obviously fit the seats when Martin comes around, so that we can do all of that in one. The other thing that I will be doing is literally giving all the paintwork a really good polishing and clean it, because there's actually, you can feel the texture of it's quite rubbish. There's a certain amount of moss growing in certain places on it as well, so it needs a clean up. But that's about it, and for now we say goodbye. Hershey has just come. He's obviously having a royal time out there, and we'll take a walk and see how much the snowman's grown. There we go. There goes the dog. It's funny how they don't feel the cold. Snow crunching under my feet. And there's a carrot as well, so the snowman is not doing badly at all. He is looking like a snowman. Well, good morning. Here we are in a very, very wet Shropshire. It's raining now. We had a bit of snow over the weekend, etc. And today I head back to Kent, back home, and you'll see in the back is all the upholstery and interior, the seats, door panels and other trim panels and stuff for the interior of the Peugeot 206 that I went to fetch up in Manchester on Friday. Spent the weekend at Craig's. Unfortunately we did nothing, because when you've got -5 degrees outside, it just gets to a point where working and doing any work is kind of, I'll call it painful to say the least. The cold really gets into your bones and just ends up being an unpleasant thing. So we did very little over the weekend, which is kind of disappointing for both of us, because we like, whenever he comes down to my place or I come up here, it's 200 miles, so you've kind of got to make it worthwhile doing. And as nice as it is spending time with all the animals and just with the family, we always set ourselves a couple of objectives to get stuff done, and this hasn't happened. So hopefully the next time he comes down, he's got a couple of ride-on tractors that he has to fetch from me, and a couple of other bits and pieces, tools and machines that are lying there that are his, that I've collected from over time. We'll maybe get something done on my site. We don't know. It depends on what cars are available to work on or whatever we need to fix or repair. So yeah, headed out today. Rainy day. I will use the cruise control a lot more than I normally do, because I see all the cameras on the motorways now are flashing left, right and center. So there's obviously lots of money being made, and I still see a lot of this stuff as just a stealth tax, because they crucify you whichever way you look at it, and you can say it's the law. But when I travel around America and the speed limit goes up to 80 miles an hour because you've got miles and miles of nothing. In the UK, you've got a lot of that on the motorways. There's also miles and miles of nothing. And I think that sometimes these speed limits are set more for a commercial motivation than supposedly for our safety. But regardless of that, I'll be headed back today. I'm really pleased that I picked up this interior. That was cheap enough. And we'll see when I start putting it back together whether it really is as much of a bargain as I thought it was. So yeah, thanks for joining. Also, do like, subscribe, etc. Share if you feel it's appropriate. This channel continues to just be random. I'm unfortunately not a gas monkey garage, but hopefully the stuff that I post is of value and helpful to some of you. So yeah, thanks a lot. Right, I've stopped at Newport Pagnell Services. Quick overpriced coffee, Starbucks in their little Christmas mugs, trying to sell me a bottle of water for £1. That's always amusing. Now headed on. Sat nav reckons 1 o'clock I should be home. I think it's unlikely because the roads are sensibly slow, if there's such a thing. But it's been reasonable so far. There's quite a bit of traffic, and the rain doesn't help because people don't really think. You can just see it when you sort of read the body language on the road of vehicles, the way they move, the way they change lanes, and suddenly react. It's quite interesting. But it doesn't matter. You've got to just stay on top, be careful, sensible when you drive, be super alert. Like when you join the motorway here, going back onto the M1, the important thing is not running into the back of the truck in front of you. And also, you'll see all these guys coming by at quite a speed. No one seems to notice that you've got your indicators on for changing lanes. So right now, just stupid acceleration, get going, and hopefully we'll all be alright. There you go. Good wiping, cleaning. That's all good. So yeah. Road trips as they are, this is the dead part of the night, as in just driving, brain dead, keep safe, keep your eyes on the road. And normally I've got the radio on, but of course there's copyright issues on music, etc. So we turn the music back on once the camera goes off. 94 miles to go.